is up, you guys? This is MiniSuperHeroes Today.
Well, San Diego Comic-Con was a huge success for Marvel Studios, and as a fan and a Lego collector, we have a lot to talk about today. So if you didn't catch it, we got to see everything for Phase 4, Phase 5, and Phase 6 coming from Marvel. Now, some of it we already know about, like She-Hulk and Wakanda Forever coming up, but we found out that Phase 5 will kick off with Ant-Man Quantumania in February 2023. You can see all of the movies coming here, and we're going to talk about them in depth, piece by piece, and analyze what kind of Lego sets or minifigures we could get from each project. Going a little further, though, Phase 6 has Fantastic Four and 2 Avengers movies coming out 7 months apart in 2025. I mean, I'm just beyond excited. Then for animation projects, we've also got X-Men 97, Spider-Man Freshman Year, Marvel Zombies, and What If. But without further ado, let's start taking a look at what we know we're going to get from LEGO and speculate on what we could get. So for the remainder of the year, 2022, we know that there's still a Superheroes direct-to-consumer LEGO exclusive set that will be $500. Now, we don't know if this is going to be Marvel or DC, but my hope is that it's a giant Statue of Liberty final battle from No Way Home. I think that this is entirely possible because of No Way Home coming back out in theaters this September. I could see this being a fall release to hype up for Christmas, and a big set like this with all the minifigures would make sense, although you guys have told me that you would be bummed out if a set this expensive was the only way to get the new Toby, Andrew, and all the villains, but I still think that there's a very good possibility that this could happen. Moving into our other confirmed sets, we've got Black Panther, Wakanda Forever sets. In fact, this movie is getting 4 sets, one of which is a $10 4+ set, but we've got a $50, a $30, and an $80 set for this movie coming, which is pretty crazy. I honestly was not expecting this to get 4 sets, but I'm excited to see what they do with it, and after that trailer, I'm sure one of the figures we're going to get is Namor. Moving on, we know that there's a Guardians of the Galaxy Advent Calendar coming later this year to tie into the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. This should retail around $45, although the price changes coming out August 1st could affect that. That would be about my guess. Anyways, we have had confirmed 3 other superhero sets, 76225, 26, and 30, all coming in at $24.99. We don't know what theme this is. It could be DC even, but I speculate that maybe it could tie into No Way Home. Maybe some sets coming out later this year to tie into the re-release. I don't know. It literally could be anything. I mean, they could be another wave of Eternals sets. Literally, who knows? Okay, it's not going to be Eternals, but now let's get into our predictions. So what I'm going to do is break down every Marvel title that's been released and what I predict could come along with it. Of course, you see here, I'm predicting 1 set for Ant-Man Quantumania. The reason being is both previous Ant-Man movies have only ever gotten 1 set, so it makes sense that we'd only get 1 this time around. And since the movie's coming out in February, I guess that this would come out in January of 2023. Crazy, we're almost there. In early 2023, we're supposed to be getting What If Season 2. Now, I'm saying 1 to 2 sets because technically the Iron Man Sakaar armor was supposed to be from Season 2, but came out for Season 1. Kind of a long story there, but I also speculate that if we get another LEGO Marvel collectible minifigure series, several characters from Season 2 could show up in that series just like they did for Season 1. That said, I would guess that if there's going to be 1 or 2 sets, they would come out January 1st, but as you'll see, I'm not really sure when a collectible minifigure Series 2 for Marvel could come out next year, so TBA on that. Our next show is Secret Invasion, coming out to Disney Plus in spring 2023. Because no Disney Plus show so far has gotten any sets, I don't think that that's going to change with any of these upcoming shows, but some of these characters could show up in a CMF, but we don't know when that could be, so that's my thoughts there. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 comes out in May of 2023. I'm guessing we could get 2 to 4 sets for this. The reason I say that is the previous Guardians movies both got 3 sets plus some promotional polybags along the way. So it's kind of hard to say, what we could get for this, but because the cast is going to be so big for this, I'm going to say 2 to 4 sets is a safe bet. And if the movie comes out in May, chances are good the sets would come out sometime around March of 2023. Speaking of 2023, we're also getting Echo in the summer of 2023. I don't think that this is going to get any sets, but it's going to have Daredevil, Kingpin, and possibly some other characters in it, so I think that some CMF inclusions would make a lot of sense, although we don't know when that CMF could come out. In July of 2023, we've got The Marvels, which will be the team-up of Captain Marvel, Maria Rambeau, and Ms. Marvel. I predict this will get one set, maybe two, but if I had to put my money on it, I'm just going to say one set, and because the movie comes out in July, I would guess those sets would come out in May. Loki Season 2 is coming. Loki has actually been my favorite thing from Marvel Phase 4, so I'm very excited about the second season, although I don't see it getting any sets. I do think that they could include some characters in the CMF, but because Loki and Sylvie came in Series 1, I don't think that they'd waste the spots on redoing those characters, but possibly Mobius could be included. But again, we don't know when that CMF could come out, if it even would come out. Now, one of my more bold predictions is for X-Men 97. Because we've gotten so few X-Men sets, and this would be a great way to make all of the classic X-Men as minifigures, I could honestly see us getting anywhere from 1 to 4 sets. Could you imagine a giant, like, $250 or even $400 X-Men mansion based off the cartoon with all the minifigs? That would be mind-blowing. But because I'm just predicting this, and it's technically based off of a TV show, which historically has not been very good for getting sets, I'm going to say I have no idea when these could release because they may not release at all. Now, getting into Blade, this is a little interesting. Blade is probably going to be rated R, and LEGO rarely, if ever, makes any sets based off of movies that are rated R. I can't think of any off the top of my head, unless it's like some 80s movie or something. I'm talking like in the modern age. But this movie comes out in November of 2023. So I say maybe it could get one set. If it's PG-13, it'll definitely get a set. If it's rated R, who knows. Anyways, I would guess this would come out in September 2023. While we're in fall 2023, we've got Ironheart. Now, the Riri Williams Ironheart minifigure is rumored to come in some of the Black Panther Wakanda Forever sets, but because this is a Disney Plus show, I doubt it's going to get a set, but maybe she could be included in a CMF, so yeah. Speaking of CMF type sets, we've got Agatha, Coven of Chaos, coming out in winter 2023. I could see us getting an Agatha minifigure in the CMF, but as you know, we don't know when and if that could happen, so I'm not going to repeat myself. We've got Spider-Man Freshman Year. Now, we were told this was going to tie into the MCU, but based off of what we saw at Comic-Con, that's probably unlikely given that Norman Osborn is in it, as well as Dr. Octopus. Just doesn't make sense in MCU canon anymore, but because it's Spider-Man, I could definitely see this getting some sets. 2 to 3 sets would make sense to me, possibly an inclusion in the CMF series, but we don't know when it's coming out in 2024, so it's impossible to say when these sets would be coming out. Marvel Zombies has been announced with a pretty interesting lineup with like Shang-Chi and other characters in the team of survivors, but we just know it's coming out at some point. We have no idea when, so maybe these could be included in the CMF since the Zombies characters were in the last Marvel CMF, but we don't know anything about that, so it's really impossible to say. The craziest reveal to me was that Daredevil Born Again is coming out in spring of 2024 with 18 episodes. Holy cow. Now, because Daredevil is a little bit more mature, I really don't see it getting any LEGO sets, but I could see Daredevil being included in the CMF if that were ever to happen. Captain America New World Order will be our first movie with Sam Wilson as the main Captain America. Pretty excited for that. Based off of previous Captain America movies, I'm going to guess this could get 1 to 2 sets, and since the movie comes out in May 2024, I would say the sets would come out in March of 24. The Thunderbolts is pretty interesting. This is like a team of supervillains that, you know, has happened in Marvel Comics before. It's coming out in July 2024. I predict it would get 1 to 2 sets to spread out all the characters across a couple sets. Maybe it could even get 3 sets, but I'm going to say 1 to 2 sets, and I'm going to say May 24 is a safe bet for when those sets would come out. November 2024 is going to bring us the Fantastic Four. Let's go! I'm going to predict this could get 2 to 3 sets because LEGO does love to spread out the teams across multiple sets to make sure you got to buy them all. So I could see it being 2 sets where you get 2 figures in one set and 2 figures in the other. Maybe Doctor Doom comes in the bigger set. But I could also see it being 3 sets where, like, maybe it's a 4+ set with Human Torch, and then the other 3 characters are spread across. Maybe you get 2 Human Torches. I don't know. But anyways, because the movie's coming out in November 24, I think it makes sense for this set to come out with the October releases for that year. With that being said, there are still 6 untitled projects to be revealed. These could literally be anything. Could be a 4th Spider-Man movie, could be characters we don't even know about yet. Who knows, but it's honestly impossible to speculate as far as LEGO sets are concerned when we don't even know what projects are coming out. The biggest reveal, though, is that we're getting 2 Avengers movies in 2025, The Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, 7 months apart. Now, at this point, we don't know enough about these movies to predict what could be coming out for them, but typically Avengers movies get anywhere from like 4 to 6 sets total, so that would be a safe bet, but we've never had 2 Avengers movies at the same time, much less 2 Avengers movies coming out 7 months apart. So, you know, think about like leaks and stuff like that. It's just impossible to say what LEGO's going to do for this. I do not envy the LEGO team at all in having to, you know, come up with these sets and try to keep the leaks under the table, but as a content creator, as a LEGO fan, and as somebody that reports on all this stuff for you guys, I couldn't be more excited. But that's still 3 years away. So let me know what you think of these predictions. Let me know if you agree with my predictions, what projects you're most excited for, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe down below to stay up to date as all the news drops over the coming years. I'll catch you guys next time, and until next time, build on. Well, you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and maybe check out one of my other videos listed here.